You hate playing Nuke. Are you one of those players that would rather be pugging Dust 2 or Mirage every game? How could you not love the most amazing and greatest map in Counter-Strike? But seriously, most people hate Nuke because they don't understand how it's meant to be played, so here are 10 tips and tricks on Nuke you'll actually use to start winning more games on this map. Alright, tip number 1 is going to be for any of my outside players on Nuke. Far too often, I will see like players in my games fighting for all of this outside area without even throwing any smokes or using mollies or any util when it's very strong outside if you know what you're doing. And it's honestly not even that complicated as well. As you're running out of spawn, if you want to molly the rush so that they can't rush out, you're going to run along this red box right here as I'm doing now on this yellow line. And then as you get to about here, you're going to turn to the right and hold A. And I look for about here where these wires are, and as soon as you see this pole come around, you can go forward, do a regular W run throw, and that's going to land right here, and T's aren't going to be able to rush perfectly. It's going to block them from being able to get through right off spawn. If you just are somebody that comes here and you chuck a molly like this at the start of the round, the T's can get around this molly before you throw it in time. So don't throw mollies outside like that. After you've thrown this molly outside, I like to go and bounce a smoke off this box here, and people call this the glaive smoke, and you can do a lot off this smoke. You can decide to play like down here and wait for somebody to jump up off marsh. You can play in this corner. You can wait and jump up on this smoke to catch somebody. You can walk forward through this smoke, play out here. There's a lot of different stuff you can do when you throw this smoke. You can even throw this smoke off that. Let me reset. You can throw this smoke off of here, and you can use this to block your way into getting into secret at the start of the round. You can play like this. So as you can see, there's a lot of different ways you can play outside. I'd recommend getting aggressive on it, especially if you're in a pug. Being able to win outside is very strong on Nuke because there's only two places the enemies can be. Either they're going inside or they're going outside. So being able to win here just tells everybody that they're in lobby and that they're going to go ramp or A always. So alright, for tip number 2 now, I'm going to give y'all a little lesson on outside for the terrorist side. Majority of players play this entirely wrong, even in my games, so I'm here to teach everybody, hopefully, how to play outside better. And no, I don't mean winning gun duels or anything, I just mean doing what the fuck you're supposed to if you go outside. Now, first things first, if you're going outside, you should try to throw outside cross smokes if you can. I can show y'all the lineup for the diagonal cross smokes. This is the way I do it. I line up in this corner right here, and I will turn around, and there's these window sills here. First one is I'll go to this left window here at the top of it, just do a regular jump throw. And then I go to the middle of the right one now, and for this one I'll do a jump throw, but it'll be a tap W jump throw. This will throw the regular diagonal cross smoke for you outside. And then if you don't want to use that lineup with W jump throws, you can go over to here in this corner by the door here. Don't walk on this staircase, just get like slightly below it, and throw one jump throw at the top of this light pole, and then aim at the corner of this building and do another jump throw. Okay, now that I've shown you outside smokes, I can actually teach you a little bit about what you should be doing outside here. So if you've thrown outside smokes and you get all of outside control, you should take secret. Try to get down lower as fast as possible if you can. Path like this, close to the smoke so that the heaven player can't see you. Or if you want to be really fast secret, you can path directly like this and only worry about clearing for heaven. So as you see, I literally full held W pretty much to get into lower as fast as possible. This is something that seems to be like an impossibility of an ask for my teammates to do whenever they play Nuke. If you're throwing outside smokes, they should be for one of 3 reasons. 1, because you all plan on rapping. 2, because you want to get down lower. Or 3, because you plan on faking outside. If you're going outside, you're not faking it, so you either plan on rapping or going lower. I will say, rapping isn't a bad plan, but if you're the first person outside and are able to W key into lower, just being able to get down here and make audio steps, break a vent, do random shit like running in this vent, this is going to cause players on A to try to start worrying about how to get down B. Ramp players are going to rotate. Maybe you'll drag the player Heaven who's watching outside to go hell to ramp and start rotating down here as well. There's a lot of good usefulness on just W keying and getting down into lower as fast as possible. And if you're doing all this while your team's trying to wrap into Heaven, you'll cause a lot of commotion down here, cool rotators. You can worry about getting up into A yourself by going up vent or either coming through ramp. So it's a really good play being able to W key into lower as fast as possible at the start of the round. Tip number 3 I'm going to be giving y'all is an easy way to get plant money. If you're ever really poor, say you didn't get plant money on first round and your whole team is saving on second round, ask your team, hey, drop me bomb, whoever has it at the start of the round, and tell all 4 people to rush ramp. All you need to do is buy a smoke for $300, and there's going to be some windows on this glass here. Don't stop to shoot this. Don't just stand fucking still and shoot this. This is really dumb. I see a lot of people do this. You can just shoot this with your Glock like this as you're running. You won't miss it shooting it like that. You're going to run. You're going to get into this corner here. From here, you're going to crouch, and I aim about here. There's this black line here, and there's these white parts of the grate here. From this white box, I go 1 white line, 2 white lines, and then I go directly under to where here is, and then I'll do a crouch left-click jump throw. This is going to land directly in front of the vent here, so that when you come out the door, you can still like sort of see where you're going, so you don't get lost in the smoke. When you throw this, I normally like to wait a second until my teammates have made contact ramp if they're all rushing, and then I'll just run out, shoot this, and go down. The only person you need to worry about is somebody on top of hut, or maybe getting spammed to the smoke from mini. And here you go, an easy way to get a couple extra dollars for your team. And tip number 4 is, if you are an A player, please learn how to climb the ladder properly. Or if you don't want to learn how to climb ladders properly, don't block your teammates and slow climb up ladders doing shit like this. You may look at what I just did there and think, what do you mean? You just held W and went up the ladder. Is that not how you're supposed to climb the ladder? But climbing ladders like that will probably lose you about half a second compared to the most optimal way to climb a ladder. Here I'll show you how much faster it can be, but even then, I can't explain everything I just did to you. It takes a lot of time spent in KZ and movement maps and learning to climb ladders. Hell, I know people have spent thousands of hours on surf maps and still don't understand how to climb ladders or do ladder movement. Ladders are a very unintuitive part of Counter-Strike, but because of that, I made a 20-minute long video over ladders. If you are interested in checking that video out, I'll put a subtitle on the screen right now. You should be able to click on that, and I'll also have a picture of the thumbnail of the video up right now. Even if you're a beginner with little to zero movement experience, you'll be able to gain something from the video. The video starts off very beginner friendly and gets far more technical as it progresses. Alright, listen up. This tip is going to be for any of the movement players. If you're not a movement player, I guess you can still try to do this route, but it's not going to be as strong. This route is really strong when you can do it as fast as possible, because you can reach Heaven at like 1 minute and 35 seconds into the round, so yeah. To start off with, you're going to do the fast way to get up onto Marshmallow. If you don't know how to do this, I mean, a lot of movement players do this. My added variation though, once you get up here, you're going to need a flashbang and a Molotov. The only counter to this strat is sometimes when you swing out, you'll get held here from somebody sitting at credit. If you do this enough times in a row, they're going to sit and hold you from credit every round. So just hope that the first time you do this, they aren't holding you credit. As you get up here, I jump up here and I do this all in one motion. I do a middle click flash throw running this way. This is basically just to flash anybody holding it out right here. And then I'll walk off Marshmallow, land on the roof here. And I'll chuck a molly in this corner as I'm running. I'll just normally bounce it off this corner. Sometimes it'll land here, sometimes here. Sometimes I'll even burn through it as I come into mini. But I'll walk off, and what I'm hoping this Molotov does is break the audio of the guy holding garage, or maybe anybody else outside. Because if you don't know, Molotovs recently have been pretty finicky, and if you're near a Molotov when it bursts, you basically can't hear anything else going on. So throwing Molotovs at times can be really good at masking your audio, how I did there while I'm falling. But I'll jump off the roof and I'll either come in here, try to frag some of the people here, or sometimes even I'll just swing completely like this. And the garage player, as I said, didn't even hear me fall. So I can be standing here like a minute 40 in the round. And this guy's just clueless as to me just full running around. And I can either decide to kill him, I can leave him, go into heaven. Sometimes I'll leave him and just full go up the ladder. They think I'm a teammate. And at this point, you've infiltrated the enemy team and can do whatever the fuck you want. Tip number 6 is slightly going to tie into tip number 4. If you're able to climb up this ladder properly and you're the best player in the lobby, you should always be trying to play hut. Being able to entry into this position, you can do it very early into the round. You're able to isolate and fight a lot of angles properly from hut, in my opinion, to the point where you can climb up this ladder, get onto roof, and from here is when all hell breaks loose. I'm sure you guys have seen the Renyan clips where he climbs up the ladder and all the comments say shit like, "This never works in my lobby, these guys are all silvers." And I'm telling you, you guys just don't know what you're doing yet if you think that's the issue. You need to find the timings and the way to get up on this roof through this hut, or realistically just fight the people through lobby to get up on the ladder if you really can't catch a timing. As I was saying, if you're good enough, it feels like you can almost like isolate every angle and swing into it from here. I mean, maybe somebody could be late swinging you or something after you've already cleared it, but you can make it up onto the roof pretty often, in my opinion, unless people start hard countering you. And that's why, in my opinion, the hut position is the strongest position to play on this map if you're CT side. Tip number 7, I'm going to keep short and sweet, and that is stop fighting so much for ramp, especially if you're dying and losing it. At the end of the day, ramp isn't a bomb site. Players still need to go through hell to get to A, or they need to go down here through ramp still and all the way here to get to B. If they start like making a fuck ton of audio, throwing a shit ton of flashes and nades out from trophy into ramp, and you know that you're about to be bombarded by a bunch of people, you can just call out in chat, "Hey team, I have to give up ramp, there's a lot coming, be careful of the heaven wrap, I'm going lower." And then from there, you can literally go play any position down B. And from here, the enemy has to worry about so many more angles that you could kill them again from after they've already cleared ramp now. Tip number 8 is going to be how to throw the perfect squeaky nade. If you throw this nade exactly how I'm doing here, it's going to blow up the door and the squeaky vent. I'm going to do it slowed down so you can see exactly where I'm throwing, but as you can see, you want to throw this as you're rounding this corner, but there's going to be this sign directly in front of you. You can just aim at the bottom left corner of it. It's not really too specific. You can aim at it, you can aim underneath it. You just want to bounce it from around this left side of this wall here to where it comes here, and it'll perfectly blow up the door as I showed. If you have the front spawn, you can also buy a smoke and flash and combine all of these together to do something like this. And this is a pretty good way to entry onto A site. For tip number 9, I got a pretty useful util set for you if you've ever taken ramp and are going down lower to B. One of the first things you're going to want to do is shoot out the windows in control, and I worry about control first. If none of these doors are open, then I don't really look at them until they open generally. From here, while I'm looking at control, I'll chuck a molly off this wall. This molly will land directly behind double door and also block anybody from coming down the stairs and entering into control right here. Immediately after throwing the molly, I'll do a left plus right click throw at that door, and I'll try to get the bomb down. I'll do it all in one go now, but if you do it properly, as you're planting the bomb here, the molly will block double and my smoke will be blocking single, so the only ways somebody can get me is shooting me in the back from ramp, or if somebody was playing ahead of the molly here double and they're already in control. So be cautious if somebody's still popping up from behind glass, or anybody swinging from the smoke, or running through a molly even. For my 10th and final tip, All I have to say is that mini is not a position. One of the worst things I can hear at the start of the game is somebody says, I'm gonna play ramp. Another player says, I'll play hut. And then somebody says, I'll play mini. Mini ain't no fucking position, bruh. Mini is not a position that you should be playing every round permanently. It's not good for holding inner, and it's not good for holding outer. It's not very good for either. It's more of a rotational position. It's like a connector area. If you want to play mini, then your job realistically should be the door player. You should be holding door, making sure nobody comes out door. Maybe you feel like, okay, I think they're going outside, and you rotate from door to come hold mini, or vice versa. You're the outside player and you're holding outside for a while. You don't think anything's happening. You think they're going to come inside, so you start cheating to mini to hold inside a little bit. This is how mini should be played. Mini is not a position that you sit in from start of the round to the end of the round, and if I hear one more player in my lobby say that their position is mini, I don't know, I'm not gonna say anything to them. I don't complain or bitch to random players. It's fucking loser shit to do in this game. And if you made it this far into the video, I thank you for watching. If you're interested in more Nuke content, I'm actually doing a series right now over Nuke solo queue to global elite and competitive, so that's part of the reason why I have so many of these tips and tricks for Nuke right now. If you want to help me out as well, you can leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit the algorithms, and sometimes this shit is hard, man, putting a fuck ton of effort into a video just for it to completely flop in views, but oh well, I'm just doing what I enjoy at the end of the day. If you guys are interested in me doing any like actual positional guides, maybe I could do a full entire guide talking about how to play hut. That's my main position on this map, or any of the other positions. I play every position on Nuke. I can do a full entire guide on those as well. So let me know what you're interested in. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Peace.